Hello everybody and welcome back to Space Engine. I don't actually have any recommendation or requests this episode, so I'm just gonna do what I usually do and just screw around. I think I'm in this really bright galaxy from whence I would last left off. So let's find interesting locales to go to. A yellow supergiant, yeah sure, why not? See if it destroys the graphics. Whoop, I guess not. There's a lot of supergiants going on in this galaxy. My goodness, you're a bright star. Oh, you have friends. That explains it. It's binary companion. It's a blue supergiant. Or a white luminous supergiant. Ooh. Oh god. And is that... Did I break something? Oh, okay, I was inside of it for a second. Well, that's exciting. I'm actually curious. Let's check out the information here. Oh. Well, what's its spectral type? A3IB. Well, alright then. Let's get out of here. I guess we can explore this planet over here. I mean, like, we're here anyways. Why not? You know, the gas giant. And it's quite tilted. Kind of like Uranus. Uranus is quite tilted. You know, it's actually interesting, because Uranus is very much on its side, but it still rotates the correct direction, compared to, all the other planets. Except for Venus. Venus rotates in the wrong direction. It's just, I think it's interesting. But it also rotates very, very slowly. It's like a single day on Venus is like 170 something days, or 200. It's a very, very long time. So it rotates very slowly in the wrong direction. So they suspect that it might have had like a glancing blow, a really large one, when it was forming billions of years ago, and it screwed up its rotation. But we don't know. That would have been one hell of an impact. Because like you'd have to like kill the angular momentum of the planet already. Because when it first formed, it was probably rotating in the correct direction. Of course, it's all theory. I don't know for sure, but it was most likely rotating in the correct direction when it was changed. So a lot of energy was needed to do that, unless it came from somewhere else. There was actually a thought by a psychiatrist. It wasn't really, I don't know why he came up with this idea, where it's like Venus didn't actually exist until like a few thousand years ago, and what happened was Venus came flying into the solar system and did a whole bunch of weird stuff, like close approaches of Earth, which like stopped its rotation in the Bible, or parted the Red Sea, and then kept, like, basically all these like biblical things were explained by Venus doing close approaches to Earth, and then eventually settling into its almost circular orbit around the Sun. But of course, this is all quite wonky because none of the physics makes any sense for that. So, but it's still one of those interesting stories. I need a quieter mouse. My mouse clicks a lot. Clicks a lot. Yeah, I don't know what to talk about. Not much is different. I'm working on some parachute stuff. Like I'm working on an automatic parachute, like a timer electrical parachute deployment system, to deploy multiple. Basically, it's with, like, for rockets, you launch it, and the one parachute gets deployed from like the ejection. Ah, there we go. From the ejection charge of the engine, but then you can also have like a second thing return, like a science payload or whatever. Spaceship mode, no, free mode. Oh, what did I do? There we go. Anyways, so basically you can have like a something get deployed out of it, but then have its own parachute and come down. I was thinking of like an altimeter switch that uses altitude, but it's kind of complicated and annoying. I could do it, but I don't really care to at this point. So I'm thinking a timed switch, where basically you have it set up so that it starts a timer when it's deployed, and then after a few seconds, then it deploys the parachute once it's safely free. So that's what I've been working on. It's interesting. Let's check some info on this here planet. There we go. We have exotic unicellular aerial abiogenic life forms. So it's exotic, so it's not based on carbon. What kind of creature are we gonna have living in a gas giant? It's not based on carbon. Hydrogen, helium, nitrogen. It's a pretty standard planet. I'm not quite sure. Well, standard gas giant, anyways. Rings are pretty. It's very bright, though. Actually, one thing I did notice. What's this? A scorched ice giant. That doesn't make any sense. Like, not at all. Oh, we have graphical issues going on here. It's like Uranus and Neptune are ice giants because they're large gaseous bodies that don't have a lot of internal heat. Well, they have some really deep down, but like their atmospheres are really cold. They're mostly made of ices, whereas you have Jupiter and Saturn, which have very hot atmospheres. I mean, like, there are some areas in Jupiter's atmosphere where the temperature is actually quite reasonable. Temperatures and pressures, actually, so you could have like cloud cities and stuff. But yeah, no. For the most part, you have look at that, so pretty. But for the most part, the atmosphere is quite hot. So I'm quite confused about how you'd have a hot ice giant. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, let's get out of here. Oh, look at that. There's a whole bunch of... Oh, that's why I'm having graphical issues. A whole bunch of bodies orbiting around it. Asteroids and shit. And there's probably a comet somewhere. That's killing my FPS. What's this? Scorched Selena. It most certainly is. Oh, it's pretty. Pretty nice. Whoa. Ugh. Yeah, still can't play No Man's Sky. But I don't think anyone is anymore. So it's like kind of moot at this point. Oh, there's the comet that was killing my frame rate. Let's go away from... Well. Hey, it didn't kill us. Wait, it's not a comet. This is that scorched ice giant. You know, there actually are bodies that are kind of a mix between a dwarf planet and a comet. Please no. Please no. Oh, well, let's just get the fuck out of here. Come on. I don't know why. It's so weird. I wish it wouldn't do this. And I can't even escape out of it. I have to, like, close the game. One second. Really wish they fixed that. Ugh, now the game is all... It looks weird. Oh, I zipped out of the galaxy, that's why. That I was exploring. Yeah, I think that was the one I was exploring. Not that it really matters. Lots of galaxies to choose from. There we go. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next update when they fix that, because, like, it's so irritating. Anyways, okay, I'm going way too fast. There we go. More of a sedate speed. What are you? A red giant binary. Super giant binaries. Not a whole lot going on here. But yeah, oh, wait. Oh, why not? But yeah, what was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about the game being broken. Oh no, I fixed it. Right then. Where's the one with life? Temperate ocean with life. That sounds lovely. That's so irritating. I really hope they fix that. Because I've fiddled with the graphics, I've uninstalled and reinstalled, it won't stop. Right then, so we have marine unicellular life. And, oh, okay, now I'm under the ocean. The hell? I'm not entirely sure what's going on here with this ocean. Oh, oh, oh. There we go, there's the surface without me being under it. Right then, let's get some data on this planet, shall we? Info. It's marine abiogenetic, it's organic, and it's unicellular. That is lovely. What atmosphere are we looking at? It is speed of sound, air density, average mass. What is... Well, it's mostly carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. I mean, mostly oxygen, sulfur dioxide, and carbon dioxide. That's actually reasonable. It's nitrogen, argon, water. It makes sense if it's covered in water, you'd have a lot of that. Hydrogen, neon, carbon monoxide, and krypton. What is the general of this? It is... Oh, what's the physics of it? Effective temperature, gravity, all that jazz. What was like the atmospheric pressure? I guess over here. 31.6. Wow. So it's a pretty thick atmosphere. That's kind of scary. Let's not go there. But no, I was talking about No Man's Sky. It's like, I don't know. I'll still play it once I can actually, get around to it. But they seem to have really killed themselves. Or shot themselves in the foot anyways. Which I guess is kind of sad. I'm like, I have like nothing to look forward to in games. Most of the time. Actually, that's not true. I'm still looking forward to Ace Combat 7. That's because I've been waiting for like... how long has it been? Let's see here. Ace Combat 6 came out in 2007. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The trailer came out. 16, still not there. Come out to... So yeah, it's about a decade. It's not going to be out until about, I think, next year. So about 10 years between the two game releases. Now, they have been doing other games, like Ace Combat Assault Horizon, whatever, and Ace Combat Infinity, but those take place in the real world, and they're really shit, because they take place in the real world, and that makes them just completely shit. Sure, why not? Because, like, what made Ace Combat so great is... Really? Ugh, fine then. Organic... What made Ace Combat so great was, the games all took place in this fictional world with its own fictional countries and land masses and mythology, and this overarching story that kind of encompassed... Well, it was only mentioned in a few of them, but... I don't know, it's like this whole thing, it was first mentioned in Ace Combat 4, and then was retroactively used to explain events in Ace Combat 1, 2, and 3. There was like this asteroid that was discovered in 1995, and it impacted, I think in 1999, and basically had like issues. It was great. I love those games so much, because like every game has the same kind of, what do you call it? Oh, a lot of hydrogen. It had the same kind of, I think, template, I guess you could call it, where you have, the overall war story about what's going on. That's lovely. Then you also have a mega structure and a super weapon. Those are usually the things that happen in these games. Like, for example, in Ace Combat 4, there was the Stonehenge railgun turret, which was a giant railgun turret that was built in the country of Arusha to shoot down bits of the asteroid to help defend major cities. And it was a super weapon that was then taken over partly with the game by the Erusian forces you were fighting against, and they used it as a weapon against forces. And then there was the megalith structure, which was this giant Um, it was also like an orbital defense system, but it was like this giant. Actually, no, it wasn't orbital. It was on the ground, but it was a giant missile complex that was also used to fight, to engage bits and pieces of the asteroid. And it was also taken over, and you have to blow it up. It was really great. And in Ace Combat 5, the super weapons were a space plane with a chemical laser on it that was used again to fight the or to like to clear the planet's orbit of debris, but it was taken over and used as a defensive weapon, or well, it was an offensive weapon actually. It was quite brutal. And then you also had a giant orbiting space station that was like a nuclear railgun. It was basically a giant railgun, and it was also used for the same purpose, but it was taken over. This happens a lot. They gotta stop doing that. And they tried to crash it into the capital city of the country of Osea, which was their equivalent of the United States, and you had to stop it. It was great. And Ace Combat Zero, which was a prequel to Ace Combat 5, which took place during the war that was mentioned in the intro, the super weapon was a giant laser called Excalibur that was used as it was like basically just like super science used to like take out it was originally used as an anti air defense system. It was really cool. But yeah, so like that's the whole concept of the games, where you have like it's just a lot of bullshit fun. It's just great. Imaginary countries, imaginary mythology, really deep backstory, and a lot of just really cool technology. But it's all set in kind of like this kind of time frame. So everything it's all modern technology, but there's always these little bits of just bullshit, like giant chemical lasers and stuff like that. But again, after Ace Combat 6, which was actually their super weapon was a giant like floating or flying aircraft carrier thing. But anyways, after that, Namco was, I think, bought out by Bandai, and they became Namco Bandai. And then they decided to say that, all the fans of the original games are shit out of luck because, they're not going to do that anymore. It's like, we're going to make the game set in the real world. And they made Ace Combat Assault Horizon, which was set in the real world. And it was about a war between the United States and Russia because every single game set in the real world is, oh my god, it's Russia. Who could have seen that coming? Because, again, people who make war games are not original at all. Kind of like Call of Duty. It's just stupid. Like, the games are just incredibly stupid because it's just they're the same game over and over again. Except for the last one, but everyone complained about that. It was massively inaccurate, and it was also stupid, but whatever. But then in 2015, they released a trailer for it was a teaser trailer for Ace Combat 7, and it was amazing. It makes me happy. All right, mostly nitrogen. That's quite the atmosphere. What is the atmosphere? It's unicellular. It's exotic, unicellular, and it's abiogenic. Excellent, excellent. Now then, there's another one over here on this planet. No, it's over here. And this one's organic. So this star system has two separate biologies. In the same area. That's interesting. It was actually great because going back to my rambling about video games that I love. If you hadn't already guessed, Ace Combat's my favorite video game series. I absolutely love them. But like the world that the games are set in the game, it's called Earth. That's what they do. But again, the land masses are all completely different. The countries are different. Everything's different. So kind of the fan name has been called Strange Real. It's like all one word, and it was apparently given credence because the developers have used the name too. But anyways, after 8 years of feeling betrayed by Namco because they'd just been shitting on the Ace Combat series, all of a sudden they post on their Twitter, "Welcome back to Strange Rail," and it's like, what? And they released the teaser trailer, and it was amazing. I loved it so much, and I'm looking forward to them to actually release the game, but they're not going to be doing that anytime soon. But from all we know in the teaser trailer is the mega structure in this game is a space elevator, in the new one anyways, and the super weapon looks like some kind of flying drone carrier. I don't know, it's going to be great. This is A by Jonas. These all developed independently. Wonderful. Yeah, I never play the Ace Combat games and do videos of them. Well, I don't do videos of them anyways, but I don't know. It's like I love those games, but they're not really. I don't know. They're just not like not the style, I guess, of game that I'm willing to like do playthroughs of. Like this channel's mostly about science and bullshit like that, or not bullshit, but it's like science and just random crap, and lighthearted and fun usually. Whereas Ace Combat, if I was playing it, it would be like just playing with like no commentary, 'cause I'd be really into it, because I love those games. Right then. 12, 8, 1 minute. I had to reset my timer. Oh. Okay, so we were at 20 minutes about thereabouts. So I think I'll leave it there. This was, I don't know, I had nothing to do this episode. Please tell me where to go next episode. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, and to any of my American viewers, what happened during your elections? You have my condolences. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be kind of funny, because your country's pretty much screwed. But look on the bright side. Kanye West is running for president 2020. Like he legit is, and oh man, it would be hilarious if he won. Because I've been joking. It's like, America votes Trump, and then in 4 years they vote in Kanye, and maybe by 2024, the American people will have learned their lesson and go back to actually voting for people who know what they're doing. Oh Jesus Christ! But no, it's gonna be dreadful. Trump's gonna kill all the environmental legislation. On one good thing, all of Trump's promises were lies. Like he's not gonna be building the wall. It's actually gonna be it's gonna be a fence extension. So that's funny. He's not gonna be deporting people. He's not gonna ban Muslims. It's like, yeah, And he's even talking about how he's probably not gonna appeal Obamacare. So it's like, all right, all of his campaign promises were lies, and that's just really really funny, because his supporters are gonna be really pissed. But anyways, yes, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you're American, I am terribly sorry for your loss, and I'll see you next episode.